Welcome to demo number 3, movement blocks. And we're going to start off by creating a new project. So click on the plus sign right here. And when we do that, you might get this, you may not. Hit create. And I want you to scroll on down to the pink section right here, or you can just click on movement on this left-hand side. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the section, the block that says move forward for 10 centimeters. Okay. So that would be this guy right here. And when I say forward, I'm talking about this arrow being up right here. Awesome. Okay. Next, I want you to drag set movement motors to A and B, and then move it. See how it bumps up like here, like that? See that? Bump it right here. You have to designate which motors you're talking about when you pick movement. Now, do you remember with the motors how when we were running two at the same time with the blue guys with these motor blocks, they were going in opposite directions, and so your robot was turning, okay? Now watch out for your robot. Make sure that it is not going, it's not going to go over a ledge or anything like that. Put it on the floor, and I want you to hit play. See how it drove forward? Okay. Could drive backward depending on how your motors are set up. Hit stop. Okay. So notice that both that when you do that, your motors are flip your robot upside down. Hold it and look at it on the bottom and play this guy again. Okay? And you will notice that they are obviously running in the same direction. Okay? But because your motors are flipped, they are actually running, one is backwards from the other. Okay, and this allows them to drive. And so this is a really important little tool that you need. Okay, press stop if you haven't pressed stop already. Now, I want you to press on the A and B. Put your robot down on the floor and press the A and B right here so you have this. And then click once on the letter A. You see how it flipped? These guys have flipped right here. Okay, click outside and hit play. And your robot will drive backwards 10 centimeters. Hit stop. Okay, so now you can change your distance right here. Change your distance to 30. Hit return in order to lock it in. Okay, and I want you to hit play again. And obviously your robot is going to go further. Again, watch out that it doesn't drive off a ledge. Hit stop. Okay. And now I want you to notice that the robot probably didn't go exactly 30 centimeters. Like if you took out a ruler and everything, it went further than 10. But the problem is, there's two problems. Number one, it doesn't know what the size of the wheels are. And number two, it doesn't know what kind of grip it's getting on the floor. So it's highly unlikely the robot's going to go exactly 30 centimeters, but you can use it as sort of a basic guide, a basic meter. Okay, so now hold down the control key, and I want you to delete this move block. So if you hold down the control key and you click here and pick delete block, you'll see that it disappears. Okay, and we're gonna add the move straight for 10 centimeters block. That's this guy, move straight for 10 centimeters. Don't put it in the top, put it underneath the set movement motors. Okay. Okay. So now, obviously, that's supposed to go straight for 30 centimeters, but instead, oh, sorry, we're gonna for 10 centimeters. Let's change this to 30, which is what we had before. But instead, I want you to make that negative 30. Ooh, what do you think is gonna happen? Well, yeah, it's gonna now go forward. Okay, great. Or the opposite of what you had too. It really does depend on which way. And if you wanted to switch them, you could click on this, and then that would switch, right? I'm going to click again so it goes back. All right, so let's save what we've got so far. I want you to click File, Save As, and pick Learn Motors 3, and hit Save. Okay. Now, what have we learned from demo number 3? That the movement blocks run 2 motors. They only run 2 motors. That one runs forwards and the other one runs backwards. And you must designate which 2 motors are used for movement. It doesn't have to be A and B, by the way. So, if you have other motors plugged in to any of these other guys down here, C or whatever, F and E, okay, that's totally fine. You'll notice, though, that if I take a look over here on the top, I only have motors plugged into A and B. It's not going to talk to anything right now. Okay, so I'd have to go back. And it even shows you, it even says, hey, there's a motor plugged into A. You can see over here that D actually has a sensor plugged in right at the moment, but there's nothing plugged into E. Okay, so keep an eye on those things. That's important. I'm going to designate A and B again. Okay, all right, and you can change the speed of the motor. Awesome. You are now done the very basic programming that we have. Okay, so go on to the next video, how to run a program from the hub.